Good morning, everybody. My name is Shannon Garrett, the Bowie State senior biology major.
Good morning, I'm Unique Richardson, junior biology major at Bowie State University.
I'm Delonte Taylor. I attend Tufts University, criminal justice major.
Hello, my name is Sharif Haidar. I'm a junior in the religious sciences collegiate at Morgan State University.
And the title of our project is Terroristic Viral Attack on New York City Water System. Before we begin, I would like to ask a few questions. So, how many of you guys, this is a rhetorical question, so you keep the answers in your head. You can raise your hand for those in the audience. How many of you guys have washed your fruits and vegetables with tap water? By show of hands. How many of you guys have taken a shower in the last 24 hours?
Brushed your teeth.
We don't. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys know in a second why I asked those questions. But first, to introduce our project, terrorist organizations have been a big threat to Homeland Security, and at the forefront of that threat has been ISIL. ISIL stands for the Islamic State of Iraq and the Lebanon. I'm sorry. Basically, ISIL is a terrorist organization that branched off of the Al Qaeda terrorist organization. Al Qaeda is the perpetrators of the 9/11 terror attacks. ISIL's goal is basically to have an Islamic State around the entire world, essentially. Basically, they've killed a vast amount of people in the last 2 years. It's been around 19,000 people that they're responsible for killing. Basically, financially, they sell oil, which they gain about $1 to $4 million a day doing. They sell stolen artifacts. They kidnap people and put them up for ransom, and they sell drugs as well. So ISIL by any means isn't an underfunded. And back to the questions that I asked you earlier. So for those who raised their hand about using their tap water, when you use the tap water to wash your vegetables, to brush your teeth, to take a shower, did you think about that water being contaminated? By show of hands? No? Maybe. Thought about it? But the average American doesn't exactly think about their water being contaminated before they take a shower or brush their teeth, use the water to wash off their food. So we kept that in mind when we came up with our scenario. Essentially, ISIL, they know that the average American doesn't think about this. So what they did was they developed a virus that's immune to chlorine and cannot be filtered out, and it's called hepatitis A and E. Basically, they have implanted some of their supporters in New York City water system and janitorial positions, security positions, and technician positions. So once they implanted their members, they essentially pumped the virus into New York City's water system, and from there, it can potentially reach their 8.6 to 9 million population.
The reason why we decided to do that was to show why people should be aware of where their water and where it's coming from and how it's treated. So for our research, we did it to contaminate the water system, to see how many people get affected by our virus, how many people will die from it, and how many people may help people.
Waterborne viruses. Waterborne viruses are pathogenic microorganisms that live in humans and animal species that contaminate our water. Waterborne viruses can cause a variety of symptoms such as diarrhea, vomiting, eye respiratory, skin, and eye problem. 88% of diarrhea cases are linked to unsafe water, inadequate sanitation, or insufficient hygiene. The best method for overall health is good hygiene and sanitation. In hepatitis A and E, we want to compare the infection rate versus the exposure rate. Hepatitis is an infection of the liver that causes the liver to inflame. Hepatitis can be transmitted before symptoms appear. The incubation period of hepatitis is approximately 4 weeks. The incubation period is the period of time between the exposure rate and the first appearance of symptoms. In other words, the infection can spread before symptoms start to occur. Hepatitis can spread through pregnancy before, during, and after birth. And it also can spread when the infected person does not properly wash his or her hands. And it also can be spread through sexual intercourse.
Next, we have a slide showing water contamination history in the United States so far. But first, we have the Carrollton, Georgia case, 1987, where there was 13,000 cases of poor flocculation. Flocculation is basically water treatment where they collect the debris out of water. You know, all the water that we use today is recycled treated. So if it's not properly flocculated, you know, the dirt and stuff like that out of it, it could be really bad. Next, we have the Jackson County, Oregon case, 1992, 2,000 cases was poor filtration of the water. Next, the Milwaukee case, 1993, which is the largest outbreak of water contamination in United States history. 403,000 people were affected by poor water sources, and people had a lot of cases of diarrhea. They didn't know where it was coming from. It came from the water, so they were diarrhea medicine was being sold out all throughout. Milwaukee. The Clark County, Nevada case is kind of special because it deals with HIV and AIDS patients who had a big effect from it. And lastly, the Dallas, Oregon case is the most important one out of all of these because it was a small group of people who decided to contaminate the water source in their town. And although they weren't as really successful as they could have been, they affected 10,000 people. So, and our project is based off of a terrorist group contaminating, New York water system, New York City's water system. So they affected 10,000 people just by doing that for political reasons. Imagine a terrorist group doing that, affecting a major city. So a lot of people get affected from that.
In our methodology, we want to use positive data to show the spread of the virus and the infection rate over a period of time. Our prediction is that the more people are affected, the higher the exposure rate. And furthermore, hepatitis A and E can be deadly to those who have prior health symptoms such as HIV and AIDS because of the inability of the immune system to fight off infection.
So, Nano is a multi-agent based software to predict our scenario. And using that, we developed the agent model to track the spread of infectious disease, track debris in contact, and the use of public water in New York City. The model spreads an infectious disease, hybrid disease, containing hepatitis A and B, and the variables on our model involves a number of healthy agents, initial sick agents, infected agents, and agents with HIV and AIDS. This is the beginning of our model. There are blue, yellow, and purple agents that signify which one is who. And this is when the model is initialized. As you can see, they're starting to create a new color, which means that these agents are becoming infected with the virus. And the third is the result only the remaining are the ones who are receiving real infection. We evaluate the simulation over a course of 10 trials with an incubation period of 15 days, 6 months, a 26% chance of immunity, and a 53% terminal trends. The average people affected in total was 44%, and the average deaths were 39% of the average.
In conclusion, we say you really should be aware of where your water is coming from and how it's treated, because it's really, really, really important. Because to this day, we have water contamination is really easy because we're human beings and we have to go to the bathroom. So when we go to the bathroom, it has to go somewhere. So those pathogens and microorganisms get into the water, and if it's not taken care of properly, people become sick or very ill or eventually die. So for our project, we did this to prove that contamination of water systems is very much so possible. Hepatitis A and E can be fused together. The widespread of a virus through the water system and death percentages.
Questions? I have a question. 39% death rate, is that of the total population or of the people who are affected?
People who are
Okay.
Yeah, and we did a calculation, 39% of that would be like 3.6 million people, which is a big number. I mean, it's pretty big. So that's why I say it's very important that we tackle this and make sure that we're aware because, man.
Yes, that was
Any more questions?
So if you can think what's happening in the
Yes, and I definitely wanted to touch on that because like if that's been going on for the last 2 years with their water being contaminated. So imagine a terrorist group doing that. You know, killing off a lot of people, but as well making sure that the water is still contaminated. Any questions?
Thank you.